In this video, I will reveal the new, simple, science-based and real-world proven system for losing 20 to 50 pounds of body fat, building lean muscle as quickly as possible, and getting completely ripped. And the proof of this is hundreds and hundreds of testimonials I got after helping transform over 1,200 elite entrepreneurs in the last 16 years as a professional coach. And we're doing this through what I call the Guaranteed Ripped system, which I'm going to cover in depth in this video. And it's night and day different from the common weight loss approaches that you're familiar with because of how it allows you to drop weight every single week without starvation, restrictions, or cutting out carbs. And as you'll see, it can also be done with minimal time investment and with less than 2 hours a week of exercise. The best part is you don't have to test it out or change the system in any way. This is the exact system that we use to transform over 1,200 entrepreneurs so far. It is science-based and absolutely real-world proven, and it works every single time with no exceptions. My name is Amir Pozrak. You may recognize my name. I'm the guy who builds custom diet and training system for the world's elite entrepreneurs when they want to get completely ripped. I myself went from a fat kid to a pro athlete, 3-time national champion, and Olympic Games candidate. I studied pharmacy school, and before that I was a fat kid and I tried all kinds of fat diets and just gained more weight after one of them. Well, finally I went to pharmacy school. I fell in love with nutrition and human physiology, and I've been applying nutrition and physiology and anatomy, the knowledge that I got there, the actual scientific approach, by working with people all day, every single day for the last 16 years. And that's how I got 1,200 success stories, more than literally anybody in this industry, at least that I know of. So everything that I do for myself and my clients centers around two things. And I also have a business degree, and you may have heard about Peter Drucker. He's known as the father of management. He wrote like 65 books, and he basically has two things, or shared two things that I find extremely valuable. These are effectiveness and efficiency. And it's really important to know which one comes first and which one is what. So for example, he says effectiveness means doing the right things. This is the most important thing, because Stephen Covey says in his book, 7 Habits of Highly Successful People, he says, it doesn't matter how fast you climb the ladder if the ladder is leaning against the wrong building. So it doesn't matter how fast you're running, for example, if you're running in the opposite direction of where you want to go. What's going to happen? You're just going to go further away from the goal. So that's why effectiveness is key. Effectiveness means doing the right things, and that's what Peter Drucker calls leadership, right? So in this case, we do the right things. We focus on things that matter the most, that produce the most results with the smallest amount of effort and time invested. Once we have that, the second thing is efficiency, which Peter Drucker calls management, or doing things right. Meaning, once we know what things we're supposed to do, now let's see how we do them in the most effective way, in most efficient way rather, so that it gives us the best results, again, in the smallest amount of time. My goal here is for you to get the most body fat off in the smallest amount of time while getting the maximum amount of lean, sexy muscle. And that is the overall goal when it comes to body recomposition, how we get you from wherever you are now to the leanest, ripped and shredded and lean physique that you want in the shortest amount of time. So word of warning here, this means there's no place in my life, for me personally, or my client's life, for popular things, because these are the opposite of effective, meaning they take a lot of time and give you no results. So these are things like newest fad diets, starvation, hours of cardio, cutting out carbs, cutting out fats, cutting out complete food groups, starving yourself 16 hours a day, fasting for 16 hours a day, being miserable, hungry, or just suffering through a diet that's made entirely of chicken and broccoli. As a result of this approach, now at age 41, I look good, I feel good, my health is optimized, every health parameter is in the ideal range, my VO2 max is in the top 0.1% population, and I'm adamantly against steroids, against TRT, injecting hormones or taking magical supplements or pills, because really, first, 90% of all of these, or probably 99% of all the magical supplements and pills don't work. TRT does work because you're literally injecting testosterone, but it has so many side effects, and the key is you don't really need that at all. You just need a natural approach. And I personally live between US and Bosnia, which is in Europe. That's my homeland. So I live between the two countries. I travel all the time, 20 to 30 times a year, and I eat pretty much anything I want everywhere I am. It doesn't matter if I'm in Asia or I'm in the US or I'm in Europe. There's all kinds of different foods. It doesn't matter. I stay in great shape. Why? Because I've learned the fundamentals. And this is, more importantly, what my clients get the exact same results like this. It doesn't really matter what I do, because, you can always say, well, he has great genes, has, magical, whatever, which I don't in any way, by the way. But what's more important is my clients are getting these same exact results following the guaranteed ripped system. Because the truth is, as an industry, we have officially reached the tipping point, which means 4 decades of rising obesity. And it's actually 5 or 6 decades, but this particular one talks about the last 40, 50 years. And as you can see on this graph, from 1960s to today, right? So we got 60 years. The number of overweight and obese people has steadily been going up. Now, please, I want you to notice one thing on this graph. That is, in about early 2000s is when we started the low carb craze, meaning carbs are bad, they make you fat, which is absolutely incorrect, by the way. As you can see, people have started eating less carbs. They truly are. Into early 2000s, guess what's happening with the people? The number of people who are overweight and obese still going up, right? And this is despite endless diets, workouts, magical pills, supplements, fasting, and all the other quote unquote magical weight loss cures. So people have tried everything from, every fad there is, from keto, carnivore, fasting, pills, veganism, low carb, low fat. They've tried it all, and still, we're still getting fatter as a nation every single year. And of course, unfortunately, vast majority of people do not have the strong, ripped body that they want. People are very skeptical because of this. They don't really believe it's even possible for them to get that sexy body they'll be proud to show off at the beach. Well, I'm here to tell you it is 100% possible. And in the rest of this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that step by step. Okay. So I know this simply because I've been in this industry for more than 25 years. And yes, I'm old, but since when I was a fat kid, I've tried it all and seen it all. From the fats are bad in the 80s, and then eat up all the carbs and everybody became obese. And then they said, okay, this doesn't work. Let's switch it. Let's basically turn it around and tell them the carbs are bad and fats are amazing. And then in early 2000s, we started the low carb craze. We started with, it used to be South Beach diet, paleo diet, like all kinds of Atkins diet, all kinds of that evolved into keto, evolved into carnivore, right? The diets get just dumber over time because most people try keto. They're like, oh, this stupid, unsustainable thing, made me miserable. I lost 20 pounds, but I gained 40 back. Well, that's okay. We're going to give you the dumber version of that, which is carnivore, right? So basically, apple is bad for you. A salad is bad for you. Just eat meats all day long. When you think you've heard and seen, the dumbest things ever, no, just come to the weight loss industry. There's always a dumber version, right? Unfortunately, despite all these stupidities, what is going on with the number of overweight and obese people? Still going up. Okay, so because that's not the solution. Carbs do not make you fat inherently. Fats do not make you fat. No particular individual food or food group is making you fat. I'm going to show you what is making you fat in a second and exactly how to fix it. So remember, after all these diets, then they invented fasting as the miracle cure for weight loss, right? So for health, for everything else. Guess what happened? People tried fasting. Still, we're getting even more overweight every single year, right? Shocker, I know. And all of these popular diets approaches, they do not work for one main reason, and that is they do not fit you. Yes, of course, they're unsustainable. We know that. But the main reason is they do not fit you because they put all of us in the same basket as if we all need the same diet, which is absolutely ridiculous. So imagine you have a 250-pound guy, 200-pound guy, and 170-pound guy. One of them is a runner and runs 5 times a week. One of them is completely sedentary, doesn't do anything. The third one is a gym rat and goes to the gym, twice a week or 4 times a week or whatever. And all these people are supposed to eat the same diet, like just cut your carbs. That's carnivore zealots, right? Cut your fats. That's vegan zealots, right? Or cut your whatever, or just starve yourself for 16 hours a day, which is fasting zealots, right? Of course, this is all ridiculous. This is not how it works. And of course, this leads to entrepreneurs endlessly suffering with restricting diets, starving themselves, not being able to attend social events, or enjoy the slice of pizza or beer or burger when they want to. The dumb fad actually works initially, but you feel so miserable and can't eat any of the foods that you actually want that you quit really soon and then feel like a failure, which again, you shouldn't, because that's not actually true that you failed the diet. It's the dumb, unsustainable diet that failed you. So this is the old way of losing weight. So this is how it looks. Let me just zoom in for you. So how the weight loss journey usually goes. So you can see here, you hop on a current fad because you Googled and said, hey, how to lose weight. And of course, the ad for the popular fad, turned up. So currently it's fasting and carnivore, right? That's the magical, right thing. So you try that. You're advised not to exercise and to eat low protein, which all these, diets, none of them talk about protein, why it's important, how much you should have. They're saying like, yeah, exercise is fine, but you don't really have to do that. So you lose muscle and you're starving. So basically you have muscle loss, and because you're starving and can't have any of the foods that you want, you're suffering. You're literally like, I want to have a freaking, a little bit of beer, or or I want to have a slice of chocolate, a slice of pizza, or a block of chocolate or something. You can't have that. So you end up hungry, exhausted, deprived, and eventually you give up. It doesn't matter what your self discipline is. If you're like a robot, eventually, whether it be in a week or 3 or 5 or 2 months, it doesn't matter. You give up, because everybody does, because it's the diet designed to fail everybody. It's not you, it's the diet, truly is. And I'm all about take responsibility, yes. But in this case, if somebody told me, hey, you got to be on the carnivore diet, and I'm like, but what about my vegetables? What about my fruit? What about an apple? What about like rice? All the things that I actually love. Oh, can't have any of those. They make you fat. And I'm like, but what am I supposed to eat? Meat all day? Like, how long can I be on such a stupid restrictive diet? So, of course, you end up disappointed. After that, what happens is you have a massive binge, because now you're mentally and physically starved, number one. Number two, mentally and physically starved for the foods that you actually want, that you couldn't have. And then massive binge ends up in yo-yo dieting. You not only gain the weight back, you actually gain more weight than you had before. Reason for this here is that mass diets do not fit you. So trying to stick to these fat diets requires you to have like robot-like discipline and self-discipline. If God forbid you have a party or social occasion one time, or you have a mini vacation and you eat some kind of food that you actually enjoy, now it's all over and you feel like a failure. So just think of every single diet that you've ever tried before. I can almost guarantee that you did not enjoy it. You did not feel free to eat whatever you want. It was just not a great experience. And real world stats, here's what they show. Mass diet's failure rate is close to 100% in the long term, meaning 6 months or longer. We have scientific studies to prove this. So let me show you here. One of the numerous studies that basically says, we conclude commercial weight loss programs frequently fail to produce modest but clinically meaningful weight loss with high rates of attrition. So basically, almost nobody can stick to these fad diets. Of course, again, as I said, if I tried that and somebody told me that's what you got to do to be in great shape, I'd be like, let me just be fat. It doesn't work. On the other hand, I've had over 1,200 transformations so far, and not one of them was this random, just eat X food like everyone else. Just cut your carbs and you'll be fine. No, because you're not the same as everybody else. You're not the same when it comes to what you need to eat, when, how much, what foods you like, foods you need, what foods you prefer, how does that fit your lifestyle? Everybody is absolutely different, and that's why custom diet made for you is the actual solution that works long term. So as a matter of fact, not one other person in this world, we have 8 billion people right now or so, not one person out there has the same combination of all of these things that make you unique. So your amount, first, your genes, your preferences, your habits, your lifestyle, your amount of muscle you have, your goals, where do you want to go, right? What is the actual goal that you'd be really happy with? So for some people, it's being completely ripped. For some people, it's just, I don't want to have a stomach. I don't want to have love handles. I want to feel really good. I want to have high energy. I feel great in the boardroom and in the bedroom, whatever that means for you, right? So goals are different. So that's why everybody's diet should be customized for that. So the solution isn't the newest, dumbest fad. It's not starving yourself, doing random exercise. It's not a pill or supplement. The solution is the guaranteed ripped system. It's a new cotton weight loss system that works every single time because it is customized specifically for you. It's based on all of these things, as I said, your genes, your physiology, your psychology, habits, preferences, time, and goals. Since I installed this system in my life, I went from a fat kid to a pro athlete, 3-time national champion, and Olympic Games candidate. And more importantly, as always, it doesn't really matter what I did for myself. What matters is what my clients have done. And I've had over 1,200 transformations so far. And they did this by working out less than 2 hours a week and eating all the foods they love and enjoy. No restrictions whatsoever. Here's just some of the examples of how it looks before and after. And the guaranteed ripped system automatically puts your body into a fat burning mode. So you drop pounds of body fat and get leaner every single week while building lean muscle at the same time, getting you stronger, healthier, and ultimately completely ripped. So let me show you how it works. So as I showed you here, this is the old way. We talked about it a couple of minutes ago. And here's the new way. So here's how the guaranteed ripped system works. We customize your diet, your training, and your lifestyle to fit specifically you. Then that means you can eat anything you want without restrictions. That leads to fat loss. You're getting leaner every single week. You also are never hungry. I guarantee you're never, ever, ever going to be hungry on the diets that we customize for you. And it's unrestricted, meaning you can eat anything you want. And that leads to more fat loss. You do 2 45-minute workouts a week. If you want to do more, I won't say no, that's great. If you are enjoying exercise, you have a habit of doing 3, 4, whatever workouts a week, awesome. I'm not going to say work out less, right? But if you're not working out or you really don't enjoy it, 2 45-minute gym sessions that don't have to be in the gym. It can be in your house with some weights in your garage, gym or home gym, whatever. It's totally fine. This makes sure that we build muscle. We not only not lose muscle, which is what almost everybody does on a diet, but we actually build muscle. And as a result, you lose 20 to 50 pounds of fat, build lean, sexy muscle, and look like a fitness model and get completely ripped. So that's the difference between my approach and the general approach. Now, there are 3 parts of this game. So let me actually tell you every single one of them, okay? So there's diet, training, and overall activity. And here's exactly how that works. Custom diet simply means what foods you eat, when you eat, and how much you eat. So you already know that calories are king. Of course, they always are, no exceptions. Calories in, calories out always work. There's no exceptions. We've known this for 70, 80 years of research. And here's one study. Let me just zoom in to show you. So one of the many studies that basically showed reduced calorie diets result in clinically meaningful weight loss, regardless of which macronutrient they emphasize. And here's one of the studies that basically showed that if you have the same amount of protein and total calories the same, but the ratio of fats and carbs is different, it does not matter. Carbs don't make you fat. Your fats don't make you fat. Overeating anything makes you gain weight. So as long as you're in maintenance, you won't be losing or gaining weight. If you're in a deficit, you're going to be losing weight regardless what your diet composition is. Now, let me show you how all the diets work. Every single diet out there is trying to cut your calories while telling you calories don't matter. So you probably heard some keto zealots say, oh, calories don't matter, just, be in ketosis. Vegans say calories don't matter, just cut out all the animal products, right? Now, fasting zealots say, calories don't matter. Just starve yourself just don't eat for 16 hours a day, right? Low carb people like keto and carnivore now are saying calories don't matter. Just cut out all carbs and have meats all day. What happens? If they cut your calories, yeah, you will lose weight. If they don't cut your calories, you will absolutely gain weight or won't lose it. So for example, let's say we have a carnivore zealot who has 70% of his calories, which is an average person, has 70% of their calories come from carbs. If you go on a carnivore diet, you cut 70% of your calories. If you are able to do that, which you can't because you'll be severely starving, are you going to lose weight if you're on a 70% calorie deficit? Of course, but that is a starvation diet. And then that same, person, because you don't know what to do. Like, I don't know, some doctor out there saying the carnivore is magical. So I don't know. So I try it, right? And then they say, but you can have 10 eggs, you can drink oil, eat blocks of butter, you can have steaks, 5 times a day, and you eat all of these. And imagine now you actually eat more calories than you did before. Just the calories are coming just from protein and fats. And now you get into a surplus of calories. Guess what's going to happen? You're going to gain weight because you're in a surplus of calories. Nothing ever changes that. And as you know, vast majority of people on any of these diets do not actually lose weight. And even if they do, they gain it all back because it's unsustainable. So let's go into it a little bit. And let me show you exactly how this works. So the food you eat has calories, we know, or energy, right? So it's made of 3 macronutrients. We have protein, carbs, and fats. Protein and carbs have 4 calories per gram. Fats have 9. You already heard that. So let's say you eat 100 grams of each of these per day. So 100 grams protein times 4 calories is 400. 100 grams carbs times 4 is 400 calories. 100 grams fats times 9 is 900 calories. So now we have 400 plus 400 plus 900. That's 1,700 calories total. That's the link between the macros or macronutrients and calories. They're basically the exact same thing. So when you sum up all of these protein grams and carb grams and fat grams together, that's your total calories. So now we need to figure out how many calories a day you need. And then we break down those calories into macros, meaning, okay, let's say we said you need 2,500 calories, for example, right? Or 3,000 or 2,000 or whatever it is. Now we break that down into how many of those are going to be grams of protein, fats, and carbs. And then we break that down into specific foods that you're going to eat to lose 20 or 50 pounds of fat. So now let me share with you the greatest discovery in history of scientific research on weight loss. All right, so let's imagine here that you have a 3,000 calories daily maintenance. Okay, so you're supposed to eat, again, this is just an imaginary example. This is not you, but let's say somebody who needs to eat 3,000 calories a day, let's say some, moderately active 200-pound guy, okay, needs to eat 3,000 calories a day to maintain his actual weight exactly as it is, not to lose, not to gain any, just maintain 3,000. Let's say so obviously to lose weight, we got to put him in a deficit. So let's say we take 1,000 calories off. Now, again, this is too much. We wouldn't do that. But again, just to make the numbers easy, okay? And now we have 3 different diets. They all have 2,000 calories, right? So we have 3 options here. they also all have the same amount of protein, 500 calories, roughly. Again, this is just hypothetical number, okay? So 3,000 maintenance, 2,000. So again, we're putting the guy or person in a deficit, so they are eating 2,000 calories in each of the three options. Let's say 3 different diets, 500 calories of protein. What's left per day is 1,500 calories to be put into fats or carbs, right? Because those are the 3 macronutrients. Now, let's say one diet is all fat. So this would be like a carnivore diet, right? Protein and fat. There's no carbs whatsoever, 0 carb diet. The second one would be 50-50, right? So we have out of the 1,500 calories, half of that go to fat, half of that go to carbs. And then the third one, of course, you probably, guess what it is. It is all carbs diet. This would be kind of like a very low or no fat, high carb diet, like a veganism, for example. What do you think of these is going to create the biggest weight loss? So remember, total calories the same, protein the same, but the ratio of fats and carbs is completely different. Here's the answer. This is the greatest discovery in the history of scientific research in the field of weight loss. All of these diets are going to create absolutely the same, identical weight loss results. Okay? Now, what does this actually mean in practice? Now, here's the first diet that showed this in 2004, so 20-something years ago, that if you have low fat and low carb diets matched for energy and protein, so total calories and protein the same, there's no significant weight loss, lipid, serum insulin, glucose differences between the two diets. They lost the exact same amount of weight. Here's another one where basically they changed the compositions of fat, protein, carbs. The conclusion below, as long as you are in a reduced calorie diet, which means when you're in a deficit, you're going to lose clinically meaningful weight loss or amount of weight. But this is regardless of which macronutrient you emphasize. Another one, this is with obese adults, and it's actually meta-analysis, which is the study of studies, right? So they take a lot of studies and then, actually look at overall conclusion from all of them. They found that significant weight loss was observed with all low carb or low fat diets as long as they were in a deficit, but there were no differences between them. Also, another one where they had ad libitum eating. So basically, for maintenance. This is not for weight loss, for maintenance. Ad libitum, which means eat at will, but they changed the composition of the diet to high carb, high fat, low fat, etc. And they found, again, that weight regain or body composition did not differ between diets over 18 months. Another one for insulin resistant people. So you can see here, somebody with insulin resistance, which means very overweight, terrible carb tolerance. You would guess kind of physiologically and logically, you would think that somebody with insulin resistance would do a lot better on a lower carb diet. Well, science has not been kind to that idea, meaning it showed that it absolutely does not matter. So again, substantial weight loss was achieved overall, but significant diet and insulin resistance status interaction was not observed, which means they lost the exact same amount of weight on a low fat diet and higher carb diet as they did on a lower carb, higher fat diet. It doesn't really matter. Your ratio of fats and carbs completely irrelevant. And here's another one, basically full ketogenic diet in overweight and obese men compared to a higher carb diet. But again, total calories and protein the same, but one is high carb, the other one is fully ketogenic diet. Guess what? The isocaloric ketogenic diet was not accompanied by increased body fat loss, etc. So again, they lost the exact same amount of weight. Now bringing this home, as long as calories and protein are in check, your ratio in fats of carbs does not matter at all. And this is phenomenal news because it gives us the freedom to eat carbs and fats as much as we want. So let's say you like carbs more, have more carbs. You like fats more, you have more fats. And here's the practical application of this. On the left side is your typical bodybuilder diet, right? You got a bunch of vegetables, salads, and chicken, and nothing else. You just eat that all day, every day until you just kill yourself or whatever it is, right? Or basically quit the diet, right? On the right side is things that you can eat in your diet, which is essentially everything and anything. It's completely unrestricted diet as long as you control the total calories and have enough protein. You can have anything you want. And here you can see one of my clients, when we implement this, after trying all kinds of, no carb, low carb, all of the diets, she says after being stuck at 125 to 126, I finally shed off the pesky 2 pounds, 13 more to go. Squeezed in some wine and ice cream in the midweek, so thanks Amir. Later on, she said down 10 pounds since the Australia trip. She said, all I want to do is stuff my face with cake, and I'm doing that today. Etc., etc. Later on, she says down 216, 6 pounds to go, time to buy new clothes. Another one of my clients, Amy, said, I finally got above my protein macros thanks to sashimi sushi for dinner. Basically, you can have sushi. You can have whatever you want as your carbs. Another one of my clients, Catherine, lost 10 pounds and 2.5 pounds of body fat, gone now, taking a week break. And this is all while eating carbs. You absolutely do not have to cut your carbs to lose weight. Not at all. So that's how we customize your diet. Now, the second part of this game of building a great body, great looking, healthy, strong, high energy body is building lean muscle. So we want to build lean, sexy muscle. And for that, we have to do resistance training. So the good news is you need a lot less time than you've been told, but only if these two things are true. Number one, your training program is actually science-based and customized for you. And two, you're doing it properly. So let me show you why exactly you need very, very little training, a lot less than you may think. There's a concept called the anabolic window, which simply means a period of time after your workout that your body is in this anabolic, which simply means building mode, where it builds muscle. And here's an old study that showed that you build a lot more muscle after the workout, even 72 hours post-workout. So here's the graph from one of the studies. This is more than 20 years old, but it basically showed, you can see at the bottom, this is number of hours post-exercise, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, all the way up to 72 hours, and they extrapolated the chart longer. And then the vertical one is change in muscle protein synthesis, which is the proxy for how much muscle we actually build. So as you can see, for both trained and untrained people, it's a little bit different when it comes to how high it gets and how long it stays. But basically, doesn't matter how long you've been in the gym, up to even for very trained people, up to 40 hours after the workout. So almost 2 days after the workout, your body's still in the mode of building a lot more muscle than it normally is. If you're untrained, which means you haven't been in a gym for a long time, we're just starting out, up to 72 hours, you're going to be building a lot more muscle from one workout. So imagine one workout and then 3 days after, basically when you do the workout, that's like an on switch. It switches on the machinery in your body that builds the muscle. So basically 2 workouts a week, make sure that you're in this anabolic window almost the whole week. If you do 3 workouts, that you're absolutely guaranteed to be in it the whole time. So you're constantly building more muscle, and guess what? Burning more calories as well. Okay, so you can see examples of this in action. Here's one of my clients, Trevor. He lost, I think, 35 or 40 pounds of actual body fat, built lean muscle. As you can see, got completely shredded. There's another one, Imran. This guy was in the gym, I think, 6 days a week for years before we started working together. Always had kind of like a chubby look. And now what did we do? We got the diet dialed in, that got the fat off and got him really lean. And then I switched him to 4 workouts a week, but much better, custom training program that was science-based and actually customized, tailored for him. And he got veins everywhere, built muscle, looks amazing. And then the third example, Ryan, who lost over 75 pounds of actual fat and built muscle. And he went from almost obese, as you can see, now to 12, 13% body fat, where the abs are showing absolutely phenomenal shape. People can't recognize him. His parents and family that have known him for decades, they literally can't recognize him now. So by now you should understand that the guaranteed rip system is so effective at burning body fat while building lean muscle at the same time and getting you completely ripped. And that's why today, for the first time ever, we're offering to install the entire guaranteed ripped custom-made system in your life, done for you. So if you already heard enough information and want to take advantage of this unique opportunity, I recommend that you go below, click the link, and book a call to speak with me or my team right now. We're currently looking for the next 5 or 10 elite entrepreneurs who want to work with us one-on-one to build custom system for getting ripped in the next few weeks. This is not for everyone. I have to emphasize this. First, this is not for everyone. And 2, it's not a test. We don't have anything to test out or try it out. We validated this system with over 1,200 clients over 16 years at the time of this recording. We are 2 weeks from, me being in the 17th year of doing this as a professional coach. We perfected the system to a T. We now want to take it to a wider market. So you have no risk of simply booking a call and speaking with me or my team about us installing this Getting Ripped system for you. We can get on a call, talk about it. If it's for you, awesome. You're going to be in top shape in a few months. If it's not for you, no problem. We're still going to give you absolutely A to Z. We're going to give you a roadmap on exactly what to do. If you want to do it on your own, if you want to do it with somebody else, it doesn't matter. But let's talk about it so we can actually help you figure out what the system is and what your next steps are. So for those of you who still need a little bit more information, let me explain why I believe the Guaranteed Rip system is the absolute most effective, streamlined method for losing 20 to 50 pounds of fat and getting completely ripped. First, it allows you to eat absolutely, literally anything that you want. It is 100% unrestricted diet. I don't know about you, but as entrepreneurs, I know that above all, we want freedom. So is it actually freedom if you can't eat the food that you want? It's actually the opposite of freedom. If you said, hey, I'm really eating well and exercising and doing all the things, and I really feel like having a burger once a week or once a month, whatever it is, and you can't have it. Like, what kind of freedom is that? So as I've shown you earlier, the only two things that matter for losing a lot of body fat and getting super shredded are total calories and protein. That's it. The ratio of the fats and carbs, completely irrelevant. So if you want to have a little bit more fats, a little bit less carbs because you like fatty food, cool, let's do that. If on the other hand, you say, well, that's cool, but I really like my carbs. I want to have some pizza. I want to have some donuts. I want to have whatever it is, that's okay. We have higher carb and then lower fat. We keep the calories controlled and have enough protein, and that's it. It works exactly the same. So the ratio of fats and carbs completely does not matter. It's irrelevant. So when we customize the diet for you, we include either more carbs or more fats, depending on your preference and what you like to eat. So as I said, burgers, pizza, ice cream, whatever other food you really like, incorporate that into your macros and you keep losing body fat each week like clockwork. Here are a few examples that show exactly that. Fanny said, I actually had hard time finishing my plates just because of Amir's unique nutrition approach. So go for it. Only thing to say, I can say is recommended, etc. But basically, most people are hungry on a diet, right? They can't eat what they want or they're really hungry. On this diet, my clients, probably 95% of them have a hard time eating as much food as I want them to eat. So imagine on regular diets, you're hungry. And on my system, you have a hard time eating that much. Like literally one of the most common messages I get from clients is, hey, coach, sorry, I can't eat this much. So what do we do in that case? I'm like, as long as you have enough protein, I don't care if you're eating less carbs or fats from what I suggested, because if you eat less, you're just going to control, you're going to just be in a bigger deficit and lose more body fat than we predicted. Hallelujah. We won't mind, right? As long as you're not hungry, which you will never be. So Carla here, she said, first time to hit below 120 pounds in years. So no more frowning on fitting rooms, no more guilt on occasional pizza and cheeseburgers, no more I'll look good, in it when I lose 10 pounds. It's already now. And then I have another client. He said, incredible news, 228.7 pounds. I haven't been in 220s since my last 20s or early 30s. So it's a guy in his 40s. And it's basically messages like this that I get literally every day. I've now gotten used to it so much, but I never ever get bored with these, and I never take them for granted, because when I can really change somebody's life, and this is what exactly we can do for you with the Guaranteed Drip system. You can be that. I haven't been in 180s or 200s or whatever since high school. This is what we can do while building more muscle. So it's this flexibility of your custom diet that a lot of my clients report being the number one thing that allowed them to keep going and get ripped at the end. It's because life happens. Your kids get sick, you get sick, something happens with your business, you just have a few days or a week off or falling off the wagon. It doesn't matter. The best part is this does not mean your diet is now ruined and you have to quit. Like, let's say these things happen, because they will. It's not if they happen, it's when they happen. On the contrary, you don't have to quit. When you deeply understand how this works, you're able to quickly get back on train the next day or the next 3 days or whatever it is. But if we're working together one-on-one, I make sure that you're back on it the next day, because the number one challenge in a properly set up diet is not quitting. And again, imagine this. On a regular fad, you're hungry, starved, you can't eat whatever you want. How are you not supposed to quit? Right? On the other hand, on my diet, with the Guaranteed Drip system customized for you, you're never hungry. You're eating all the foods that you want. You don't even know that you're in a diet. You don't even know that you're not ever restricted on anything. Why would you not want to keep that going? That's the question, right? So no perfection is needed here. We just need to be directionally correct consistently. That's it. And again, another big issue, my system does not kill your metabolism, unlike most fad diets, because every time you do another diet, you lose weight, gain it back, lose weight, gain it back. All of these processes, this kills your metabolism and it slows down even more every single time. This is one of the reasons why the scientists have concluded in a bunch of studies that the best way to get obese is just go do a lot of fad diets. Lose 20 pounds, gain 30. Lose 30 pounds, gain 40. Lose 40 pounds, gain 60. Eventually, you end up obese. So This makes it even harder to lose weight the next time you try because your metabolism is now slower. And as I said, studies have shown the best way to gain a lot of weight is consistently yo-yo diet. Here's a study showing that, how dieting makes the lean fatter. In short, most people lose muscle on a diet and considerably slow down their metabolism. This leads to a huge weight gain after a diet called yo-yo dieting, which I'm sure you've probably heard or maybe experienced yourself. So if you expect the next fad, dumb fad diet to be dissolution, just remember, the Biggest Loser winners, that show Biggest Losers, all of them, all of the winners of the Biggest Loser regained all the weight and then some. Here's a study that showed that a couple of years ago. It basically broke the internet. So they said persistent metabolic adaptation even 6 years after the Biggest Loser competition because they put them on absolutely really, really, really extreme starvation diets and scream and yell at them to exercise for 6 hours a day. And these are morbidly obese people, with 200-300 pounds to lose. And they do lose a lot. But here's what the study found. After 6 years, they regained 31 to 41 kilos. This is 65 to like 90 pounds of fat they have regained. And they had persistent metabolic slowdown that was still there 6 years after the diet. Okay. So we don't want this to happen. Okay. We don't want this to you happening because you're on another fad, whatever. Now it's fasting carnivore, the most popular fads. When they die off in a year, 2, 3, there's going to be another dumb fad diet. These never work long term. They work initially, but they never work long term, and they break your metabolism, and then you're screwed. What do we want to do? When you have a custom-made guaranteed drip system installed in your life and you start working starts working for you in the next 24 hours, you lose weight once. And by far the most important thing that I'm the most proud of with my clients is you never regain the weight back. Why? You stay lean forever with fast metabolism, more muscle, because remember, not only that you're not losing muscle, we're building muscle while losing body fat at the same time. You have all the energy and enjoy all the foods you want without restrictions. And this is what allowed 1,200 of my entrepreneur clients to drop 20 to 100 plus pounds and get ripped. These are all busy, successful business owners, married with kids, who do not use steroids, do not have extraordinary genes, just regular people like you and I. And also, they do not live in the gym by any means, okay? So Tony Robbins said, no food tastes as good and no clothes looks as good as being fit feels. So this system turns your body into a fat-burning machine and burns fat 24/7. Fact is, most people lose muscle on most diets. My clients, probably 99% of them, build new muscle while being on a diet and getting lean. Now, here's the difference between diet only versus diet with lifting. So both of these gentlemen, if you see the picture, are 10% body fat. The one is the skinny guy with no muscle. The other guy is also 10%. So they have the same fat percentage, but the guy on the right has muscle. Okay, so that's the difference when you can just do a diet without exercise, sure, and get lean, but you can't build muscle without actually working for it, right? So my system allows both of these things to happen at the same time. It allows for lots of lean, sexy muscle gain with minimal time in the gym. As I said, under 2 hours a week. So you've all seen the fitness influencers who either live in the gym, literally like live in the gym, several hours a day, 7 days a week, or their own gym is part of their house. And they, again, live there, right? We don't want to do that. So they work out several hours a day, 7 days a week. As entrepreneurs, we can't, and also I don't know about you, but I don't want to live in a gym. I love the gym, but I want to be there 2 to 3 times a week and I'm out. I want to spend time with my kids, with my family, in the nature, working on my business, reading books, getting, whatever other things. I don't want to live in the gym. So instead, for you, only 2 hours a week is all that's needed. And this can be actual gym. It can be, as I said, garage gym, home gym, or just a pair of dumbbells. It doesn't matter. What you do matters. Not, if you have, this specific machine, it doesn't really matter. Yes, if you can go to the gym, it's ideal, but it's absolutely not mandatory at all. A bunch of my clients actually have never stepped foot in the gym. They just work out at home and get amazing results. So this is where our custom-made training system, specifically designed and tailored to each individual client, comes in. So let me share with you some recent scientific studies that show just how little training can create massive muscle and strength gains. So one study showed that for gaining muscle size, total of 4 working sets per week cause measurable muscle gains. So the study is called Resistance Training Dose Response, and this is meta-aggressions. So they basically showed that, so this study showed us good insights into setting our training programs if maximum results in minimal time is the goal. So let's say you said, okay, I want to do the minimum needed, which is 2 workouts of 45 minutes each per week. And while most people 5 to 10 sets per muscle per week is optimal. The minimal amount, in pharmacy school, we learned something called the minimum effective dose, which basically means what's the absolute minimum amount of input that gives maximum results. So when they're in pharmaceutical world, when they're creating pills, that pill, whatever it is, it could be ibuprofen, it could be aspirin, it could be any other pill, very small amount of things that are in that pill are actually creating the result. The rest are just fillers. So this small amount is what we call minimum effective dose. So the most effective range for muscle growth for most people is 5 to 10 sets per week per muscle group. But the minimum effective dose for hypertrophy was found to be only 4 sets per muscle group per week, which delivered very noticeable detectable improvements in muscle growth. So frequency has minimal effect on muscle growth when volume is equated. What does that mean? Let's say you have 4 sets once a week for chest or for back or for glutes or whatever, or you have 2 sets twice a week. It doesn't matter if the total training volume is the same, you get exact same results. So it doesn't matter. We can do, full body twice a week. We can do upper body once, lower body once. It doesn't really matter. As long as total volume is the same, you build the exact same amount of muscle. So for hypertrophy or building muscle, literally 4 sets per muscle group per week are more than enough as a minimum effective dose. If you want to do more, 5 or 10 sets, you're going to get slightly better results. Sure, we're going to build a bit more muscle, sure. But if you want to do the absolute minimum, 4 sets will do. Now we have a study for getting stronger. The minimum effective training dose required to increase 1 repetition max strength in resistance trained men. In plain English, literally just 1 heavy set, either done 2 to 3 times a week, or you do basically 2 sets in one workout once a week, causes significant increases in muscle strength. So that's when it comes to getting strong. Now for health, studies show that just 1 hour of exercise a week reduces your all-cause mortality by 30%. 1 hour of exercise a week compared to no exercise, 30% reduction in all-cause mortality. 2 hours a week reduce the risk of death by 50%. And this is basically how you're able to make huge improvements in all 3 areas, in building muscle, getting stronger, and improving overall health with minimum amount of time spent training. Now, of course, as I said, if you prefer training more, I'm all for that, of course, no problem. But this allows you to travel, enjoy vacations without messing up your diet or your results. As entrepreneurs, we tend to travel a lot, and all this is where most of the diets fail. Yet, this is exactly opposite of that, and that is what my clients experience. You can see here a couple of them. Zach here said, ring the bell. He's 16% body fat and lowest since he was 19. So now his mid-30s. He's leaner than he was since he was 19 years old. Bench 235, leg press 650. Basically, he's the strongest and leanest he's been. Then another client said, when I was 190 pounds, had 32 3/4 inch waist. I was at my leanest. I'm now 215 pounds at 33 and a half inch waist. So he's basically gained 25 pounds while having almost the same. And this was actually along the way. Now he's even leaner than that. So basically, the best part about this is you can build muscle while losing fat and enjoy vacations, events, basically going out, eating out, doing the things that you actually enjoy doing without messing up your results. But the best part that I feel about Guaranteed Rip System is you only do this once and you stay in shape forever. So if you're ready to jump on this one-of-a-kind opportunity, don't hesitate to make your move and book a call. Click below, book a call to speak with me or my team immediately. We're searching for the next 5 to 10 elite entrepreneurs who want us to customize the Guaranteed Rip System in your lifestyle so basically you can drop 20 to 50 pounds of fat, build lean muscle, and get completely ripped. And again, we're not hard selling anybody. I'm not a salesperson. I'm a coach. I actually transform people. So what I want is people who see the value in learning how to get in top shape once, basically get the diet done once, and with that skill of knowing exactly what to do that stays with you forever, you stay in great shape for the rest of your life because you know exactly what to do. So if that sounds good, be sure to book a call. Click the link below. Book a call with our team now and speak with somebody on my team or me. And there's absolutely no risk in simply setting up a call to talk about it because we can talk to you about how to tailor this Guaranteed Rip System specifically for you, whether you work with us or not. And again, if you think that the system is for you, then we can talk about that. If you think that it's not, no problem at all. We're going to give you A to Z plan on how to actually and what exactly to do so you can implement it on your own. Another common question that I get is, am I going to be hungry or starving on that custom diet tailored for me? The answer is no, absolutely not. As a matter of fact, you should never be hungry during your journey on, losing 20 to 50 or more pounds. You should never, ever be hungry. I always tell my clients, if you're hungry, eat more. You should never, ever, try to fight through hunger. It's completely unnecessary. And here's why. Imagine if a diet or some weight loss regimen or system, whatever, requires you to be hungry and told you that's just how it is. You got to be hungry. How long do you think you could sustain that? The answer is not very long. This is why starvation diets never work. They never work more than a few weeks and always end up in binge episodes and yo-yo dieting. Here's a few of my clients and their testimonials. To date, I've lost 8 pounds, started 147, now I'm 139. I haven't been in 30s for a long time, and I'm starting to feel very clean inside, less bloating. Thanks for sharing knowledge, etc. And then the other client said, I've lost 7.7 pounds since we started 7 weeks ago. Good news is I feel like I can sustain this and never feel hungry or deprived. That's exactly the point. So let's say you said, I like pizza, some burgers, or I like cake. Do I have to give up all of these altogether? The answer is again, no, you absolutely do not. That's the foundation for my system. You do not cut out your favorite foods, as doing that guarantees to make it unsustainable. Because if you really like pizza, and I said, sucks to be you for the rest of your life, you can't have any pizza, in your brain you'd be like, I want pizza more than anything I've ever wanted in my life. And therefore you're going to quit that diet. So now I'm not saying you're going to get in top shape by eating pizza 5 times a day, eating junk food and ice cream all day long. I'm not saying that. What I am saying, you can include some of these foods in your lifestyle while staying within your calories and keep getting pounds off fat off every single week. Okay. Another question, does the system require tracking food? Is that going to take a long time? The answer is yes. I do need you to track food because tracking food is key. And no, it doesn't take a long time at all. And exactly how much time does it take? 3 to 5 minutes per day for the first, couple of days. If you've never tracked it before, like you've never done that before, never had MyFitnessPal or any other, you didn't write it, like you've never ever done it before, 3 to 5 minutes first few days. After that, it's going to take 1 minute per day. I actually have a video that one of my clients sent in where he showed how tracking all of his food for the day took 27 seconds on average. So the question is, do you have 27 seconds per day to track food? Because that's going to lead to the body, health, longevity, confidence, everything else that you want. Perform really, really high level in the bedroom and in the boardroom. Is that worth 27 seconds a day? I think it is. And then even the better thing than that is until you do that for a few weeks or months, until you finally get to the point where you can guesstimate the calories consumed without tracking them, and then you never have to track your food again in your life, ever. By the way, the last time I tracked my food was in 2007, 17, 18 years ago. The last time I tracked food, and I've stayed shredded and ripped since then. Why? Because I learned that skill of guesstimating the calories without tracking them. And by the way, that is the whole point. The underlying foundation of my whole Guaranteed Rip system is teaching you that skill, the most important and only skill you need to lose weight and keep it off forever. And that's exactly what we teach you in Guaranteed Rip system. I also share an option with no tracking. So can you do it completely with no tracking? You said, I don't want to put 27 seconds in tracking per day. There's still an option to do that. I don't suggest it because it gives you less control. You don't know really how much you're eating, and you should know because then you're free for life. But let's say that you don't want it. There's an option for that too. So yes, it works. But as I said, gives you less control, leaves you open to emotional swings, and fat loss isn't as fast as I would like, etc. On the other hand, when you track food, again, not for the rest of your life, just a few, let's say weeks or months, you track it, you have 100% control of the calories and macros you consume, and there's no guessing. You know exactly what your results at the end of the week is going to be. You don't even have to, you can say, okay, I measured my body fat percentage to see where it is, but I only know what's going to be based on my calories here. You have full control of your body fat, the way you look and feel. You are in control. So we know exactly what to expect at the end of each week based on what and how much you've eaten during the week. It works like clockwork without exception. Another question, can't I just keep doing what I'm doing? And the answer is yes. If whatever you're doing is working right now and you're happy with the way you look and feel, by all means, keep doing that. But how many people do you know, let me ask you this, who work out 4 to 5 times a week, they're in the gym all the time, they're gym rats, and they don't even look like they lift? How many people? If you go to the gym, you'll realize that the vast majority of people in the gym actually are like that. And again, how many people do you know who are running several times a week to lose weight and they never lose any? How many diets have you tried and they didn't work? Sadly, mass diets, as I've showed you earlier, the studies have shown, and we actually know that from like actual examples from people around you, mass diets have close to 99 or 100% failure rates. And that's exactly the beauty of the guaranteed rip system. It amplifies every single thing you do to give you more and better results in burning more body fat every single week in same or less time. It's a perfect example of maximum efficiency, meaning doing things right and better. And since your time is limited, wouldn't it be better to get more results in same or less time, losing more body fat and getting leaner by working on it less, so you have more time to do things that you actually enjoy? Someday, as you always know, things happen. Someone gets sick, financial, emotional issues happen. You won't have time to do the workouts, folks are going to die, whatever. The solution is you build habits that help you do things on autopilot, and then do that with maximum efficiency. So you get more done in better results when it comes to building muscle and getting fitter and stronger and healthier in 2 45-minute sessions per week than most people get from 5 or 6 hour sessions or 2-hour sessions a week. This is how you can get better results. And, in these 2 hours than most people get in way more time. Here's another client feedback. Said, I'm very happy with how much more muscular I am. I look like I gained 10 to 15 pounds of muscle, covered in veins, have definition everywhere. Another one says, dude, this is great. Tight clothes, baggy clothes, doesn't really matter. Everything looks good on a muscular and lean frame. Amen to that. So another question, isn't it hard to build a strong, ripped body? Yes, it really is hard if you try to do it the usual way, meaning fad diets, going to the gym, making workouts stop, just going to the gym and say, let me do some chest, let me do some this, running for hours every week, then yes, it is hard. Now, I'm not saying it is easy or quick to get your strongest, healthiest body with superhuman energy levels. I'm not saying that. But if you are a successful entrepreneur who's not afraid of work, it's almost too easy to lose weight and get in shape. And here's why. A custom-made diet tailored specifically for you allows you to eat anything you want while losing pounds of fat every week. So you're never hungry, never suffering, no restrictions on food. While you see clothes fitting better every single week, your energy levels going up, your spouse is checking you out. And as you use custom tailored training program, you'll see massive improvements in your strength, and you'll see muscles where they were never muscles before. And then you get, results like this, and you send me messages like this that truly make my day. So one of my clients said, life is awesome. I've cut down from the high percent body fat I was at really fast, and my wife can't stop sharing. And of course, that's when you know when you're doing something right. I'm like, yes, that's exactly right. Another one of my clients says, I have defined invisible muscles because of working with Amir. I've worked with others, but he actually cares and is investing in your success. You get results in a short period of time, and people notice it. Also, another client says, milestone, officially down 20 pounds since we started working together and getting stronger as well. So I told you, while losing body fat, we're building muscle and getting you stronger and fitter. So with all that being said, I formally invite you to book a call with me or my team. Click the link below, and you can book a call with me or my team and see how we can install the guaranteed rip system in your life for you today. So we're only looking to work with 5 to 10 elite entrepreneurs who can be in the gym twice a week and understand how powerful a custom tailored diet and training system can be for predictably dropping 20 to 50 pounds of fat, building lean muscle, and getting completely ripped. I'll spend the rest of my time here explaining how the process works, how quickly you can start seeing results, and what you get by working with us. So first of all, I cannot stress this enough. There is not just one thing that makes the guaranteed rip system work as well as it does. It's not just about work out more, cut out your junk food, walk daily, eat better, like these generic things that we've heard. Sure, they're true, but it doesn't work just by saying that. Like, this is an actual system. All the pieces of the system that we customize for you work together harmoniously, like a car engine. Even one missing piece in a great car engine could lead to a disaster. It could take 10 years or more to try to piece all this together on your own, not to mention you've never built a system before, so you don't even know what a perfect system looks like. And this is millions of people doing fad diets, crazy exercise regimens, and then either not losing any weight or losing some and then yo-yoing all of that back or getting injured in the gym. For me, on the other hand, this is my life's work. After testing every diet known to man, getting 2 advanced degrees in the field, pharmacy and nutrition, going from fat kid to a pro athlete, Olympic Games candidate, to a coach who's now transformed with 1,200 clients, I've boiled this process down to an exact science. I've done this more than 1,200 times. And second of all, this is not a course. This isn't a bunch of videos. Watch them. Good luck. This is 101, fully custom tailored specifically for you. We work together, you and I, every single day. There's not one other person in this world who should have the same diet and training system as you do. We'll dial in your training system as well as a custom-made supplement regimen. We'll then be working together every single day. And again, accountability is 90% of this game. I'm going to be answering your question during your weekly check-ins with pictures, body fat percentage measurements, making adjustments along the way. If you lose weight too quickly, we have to dial back a little bit. If your training work schedule changes, we have to tweak the things. And also, you have full support 24/7, direct access to me via Telegram. And this is the key. We communicate daily, every single day. So simply put, the number one reason that most people fail is quitting. In our system, this is impossible. You can't quit because I'm there every single day asking you how your macros were, checking how your workouts are. We adjust along the way. So this is impossible for you to quit. This means you spend less time training, less time dieting, less time making mistakes that you don't need to make. And we've seen this thousands of times before. We know exactly what you're going to experience even before you do, so we know how to avoid it, which ultimately means every single minute you spend training or focusing on your diet yields maximum results. You drop 20 to 50 pounds of fat, build lean muscle, and get into the 0.01% of entrepreneurs who actually made it in business, so they have money, but they also have a hot, ripped body to go along with their business success. So here's how a process works. First, we'll have a one-on-one convo and go deep into all our health and fitness stats, your health and fitness stats, identify exact goal, timeline by which you want it done, potential obstacles, and put systems in place that will make the whole process seem effortless. Once that's done, we will, number one, optimize and customize your diet so that you can enjoy all the foods you love the most while losing body fat and getting leaner every week. This is complete freedom to eat what you want, when you want, while getting ripped. This is the foundation for it all. Number two, we'll customize your training program so that you get 100% results in muscle gain and strength from every minute you spend in a gym. And this is how you see huge changes in your body in a very short period of time, people noticing that you look good, complimenting you wherever you go, and just, you overall looking better than you have maybe, in a long time or maybe ever. Number three, we keep you accountable daily with daily macros and steps reports to make sure that at the end of each week, when we do our weekly progress update, there are visual changes and the numbers, body fat percentage reading and scale that show it too. This means no more, I fell off the wagon, I had a party or vacation, it's all ruined. No, not at all. This ultimately means you'll make fewer, if any, mistakes, and this will be the last diet you've ever done in your life. As once you learn this process and get transformed through it, you will have this knowledge and skill for the rest of your life. And that skill is the most important asset you'll ever have when it comes to your weight, health, and longevity. Remember, the whole world is overweight. Imagine having the exact strategy to lose as many pounds as you want on demand anytime you want. Well, this is it. This is how you get the knowledge. And with our support and accountability, we got you every step of the way so you get the actual experience too. And then you will be unstoppable because you have knowledge and experience of actually doing it on your own. And while yo-yo dieting and weight regain will never, ever happen again to you. So all other areas of your life will improve. When you get in top shape, not just your health, energy, and looks, everything improves. So one of my clients says, I feel more complete. My finances are dramatically better. I'm in way better shape. My relationship with my family are better. Everything improves when you are in great shape and you're proud of the work that you've put in because you now look amazing and you know you worked hard for it. In addition, once we have your guaranteed drip system customized for you, we'll continue to work with you one-on-one as we go along, making adjustments based on your progress. We'll test how you do with higher carbs, lower fat, or higher fat, lower carbs. We'll basically test out all of your preferences, favorite foods, lifestyle until we dial in the ideal perfect diet. Is basically N equals 1, meaning it's perfect for you and no one else in the world. It's just for you. And this results in 20 to 50 or more pounds of body fat loss. You build lean muscle, get completely ripped if that's your goal. No more relying on silly fad diets, pills, weight loss supplements, which is basically just expensive pee, crazy workout regimens, steroids, TRT, or trying 100 diets hoping that one will work. In our program, we are basically one Telegram message away from solving any bottlenecks or problems you may experience or answering a question you may have. Imagine this scenario. You start some new popular fad diet. You lose 6 pounds on a scale the first week. You gain it next week while still following the same diet. You're confused, like, what is going on? I lost 6 pounds last week. I gained it all this week, even though I've been on the same diet. If you were doing this alone, tell me what you would do. You'd be stuck trying to guess your way out. And after a few days, or weeks, you would quit. And I wouldn't blame you, but not with us. By the way, that was all water retention. Like, you drop a lot of water, gain it back, it's just water. This never, ever happens with us because we would customize the diet for you. We tell you exactly what you can expect in what time frame and what questions or things. For any questions or things that come on your mind, which you probably will have a ton, you'll simply ping us 24/7, depending on your time zone, or, whether I'm in the US, East Coast, West Coast, or in Europe, it doesn't matter. You're a couple of hours away from basically having your answer either via text, email, or voicemail. The best part is there's no additional cost for this level of support. It's all included once you're inside our private community of Guaranteed Ripped experience. So the best part is the only catch is due to the done-for-you nature of the work we do and the intimate one-on-one support that we provide. We can only work with a certain number of clients each month because of this top-level service and the guaranteed results that we provide. This is not for people who are broke, maxed out on credit cards, or simply don't want to invest in themselves. This is not for them. We work with business professionals who are, building and having a great business, who value their health and their time. So if that's you, I invite you to go below, book a call, learn more about how we can customize the Guaranteed Rip system for you, get you in top shape, better than you've ever been before. And I absolutely promise you that. And while booking your call, you'll fill out a few questions that will allow us to basically prepare for the call and show you the next steps for implementing our proven system. After you book your call, we'll also send you a link from our website that has numerous case studies, client wins, video testimonials proving the Guaranteed Rip system works. So if you're tired of not liking what you see in a mirror, having low energy, not being happy with how you look and feel, go below this video and book a call to speak with me or somebody on my team right now. We can only work, as I said, with a limited number of clients. So don't wait. Book a call so we can go more in depth on what Guaranteed Rip system would look like for you and when customized specifically for you. So book that call right now, and I'll talk to you soon.